Greetings! Peace be with you. So, in this video, you are going to discover the 4 reasons why you should not practice semen retention. So, this might sound a bit controversial, especially given the fact that I've made so many videos on this topic talking about why you should. But by the end of this video, you will understand exactly what I mean, okay? Because this practice is definitely not for everyone. So the first reason that you should not practice semen retention is because you are a hedonist. What does that mean? So hedonism is the belief that the purpose of life is pleasure, okay? That everything just comes down to experiencing that pleasure in the moment, because the moment is the only thing that's real, and anything other than that just disconnects us from the purpose, okay? If you believe that this is the reality for you, that pleasure in the moment is the only thing that matters, then semen retention is not for you, okay? Because what this slippery slope leads us down towards is engaging in instant gratification, and that is something which we have been programmed for. Yes, it feels good in the moment, but what we are doing is trading away our future, okay? And this is tricky because people are like, yeah, the moment is the only thing that's real. The future doesn't exist. The past doesn't exist. The only thing that's real is right here, right now. So what's the point of anything? Might as well just, have fun and get the pleasure. So what these people are doing, if that's you, is mistaking that the future is outside of their control, okay? What you do right now echoes in the chambers of eternity. You have the power to bend the structure of reality. And when you forego instant pleasure for long-term gain, that is when you begin trading that pleasure for long-term fulfillment, okay? This is a game of fulfillment. What feels good in the moment destroys your well-being in the future, and what might feel difficult in the moment can actually empower you to create the future that you love, okay? Now, if you are still bought into that philosophy of hedonism, thinking that it's all about the pleasure, then do not practice semen retention. This practice is not for you, because this is about foregoing the short-term pleasure in the moment for that long-term gain, okay? And this is a trap that I fell into for a long time. I'd practice semen retention. I'm like, what's the point? Like, it's only about the present moment. I just want to bust a nut. I want to feel good right now. And I would go through that again and again. I would rationalize to myself, okay? So understanding that it's not about feeling good in the moment only. Yes, it's about being energized in the moment, but being driven towards that future vision as well, okay? So the first reason you should not practice semen retention is if you are a hedonist. Now, the second reason that you should not practice semen retention is if you lack a vision for the future. This relates to the first point as well, because what we are focused over here, right? If you're watching this channel, then you resonate with the same value, and that is of purpose over pleasure. The power that we have is to create the future, because the present exists just for a moment, and that moment passes. The past is in the past. Yes, we can look at it through a different context, to a different lens, but it is what it is. And what is within our control is our present behavior that can go on to create that future vision. And if you don't have that future vision, then I would say that any personal development practice can become toxic, because you're trying to account for something, you're trying to make up for something. And this is something that I looked at myself for a long time. I was reading the books, I was going through the courses, but nothing would ever stick. I would never be consistent because I didn't know why I was actually doing this, okay? Understand that reasons come before results. Do you know why you do what you do in every single moment of every single day? Okay, I can't say that I do. There's moments that I get caught in the sauce, lost in the sauce, as they say, right? And then I catch myself. I'm like, okay, is what I'm about to do right now going to serve my purpose or not, right? Is semen retention going to serve your purpose? If you don't have that purpose, then there's no point of engaging in this practice, okay? Understand that. Now, the third reason that you should not do semen retention is if you think there is something to get from this practice, okay? I made another video on this as well. It was one of the most viewed videos on my channel, but this is the ultimate trap that we fall into in society, thinking that there is something to get, because the more that we think there is to get, the more that we want, okay? You make $1 million, you're gonna want $2 million, okay? You get a 6-pack, you're gonna want even an 8-pack, right? Whatever you think that there is to get, that is a never-ending hamster wheel, and that is what society conditions us to think. oh, I'm going to do semen retention so I can get the girl, so I can get the money, so that I can get more attraction, right? But this is a trap, okay? Not only with semen retention, but in life, because you realize that you came into this world with nothing. You're going to leave this world with nothing, okay? And therefore, there's nothing to get, okay? And this is a concept which Eckhart Tolle, I definitely recommend you check out his book, A New Earth, okay? He says this is the concept to die before you die. Knowing that since there's nothing to get in this life, there's nothing to lose in this life, and therefore I can just do what I'm here to do, right? Which is allowing the experiences of life to enrich my soul through the practice of giving, okay? The secret to living is giving. And as a byproduct of that, paradoxically enough, the more that we give, the more that we receive, the more that we receive, the more that we give. And that is a positive, virtuous cycle. But the more that we try to get from outside of us, the more that we signal to the universe that we are not enough, the more that we signal to the universe that, you know, we feel incomplete and that we need something outside to feel complete. Why would you ever try to get something outside of you if you were already whole and complete, which is your true nature? Okay, understanding that, and once you do, then you can actually engage in this process because it allows you to give more, right? And like I said, paradoxically, you receive more and then you can give more, and then you just become an expression of the universe, right? Everything around us is giving. Right now I'm standing under this tree, or sitting rather. It's giving me the shade, right? The earth gives us the oxygen, right? It gives us the water. It gives us all these resources that we need to survive, but we have been conditioned with the programming thinking that there's something to get. Okay, there's nothing to get. And once we can let go of that neediness is when we can enter our fullest expression and creatively offer our greatest service in, you know, greatest gifts and greatest service to the world. Okay, so that is, if you still believe that there's something to get, then perhaps this is not the right practice for you. Now, the fourth reason that you should not practice semen retention is if you do not love yourself. Okay, now this can again be a slippery slope because, you know, do you actually love yourself? How can you tell? So run an audit of what you put inside your body. If you know that you're putting stuff inside your body that does not serve you, for example, sugar, for example, ice cream, for example, fried potato crisps, for example, deep fried foods that you know are not serving your body, but you still do it, then that is a sign that you do not love yourself, okay? If you're constantly disrupting your sleep and engaging in activities that drain you of your energy, if you're surrounding yourself with people that drain your energy, that is a sign that something needs to be addressed. Again, that is a sign that you do not feel like you are enough, okay? And until you actually realize that you are enough, then there's no point of engaging in this practice, because like I said, the primary purpose of this is that it allows you to give more. If you don't feel like you can give more, it's because you don't feel like you're enough. And if you don't feel like you're enough, it becomes a negative cycle where you try to get stuff from outside of you, okay? And what I love is the perception of Will Smith. He said that the definition of self-discipline is self-love, right? I love that, because people are like, oh, I'm just going to enjoy the moment. Oh, you're depriving, you know, like I quit sugar a while back. And then, you know, when I'm around my family or some friends, they're like, oh, I feel sorry for you. You know, trying to plug those seeds into my mind. Oh, I feel sorry for you. It's like, are you sure about that? You know, are you sure you feel sorry for me? Or is it that you're trying to rationalize to yourself that I'm engaging in this habit because it feels good and it's the best thing for me, right? So it's really about understanding that when you actually love yourself is when you actually begin exhibiting the thoughts, the behaviors, the emotions that serve your highest expression, rather than deprive you of your life force energy, okay? So with that being said, I will conclude this video. I hope that you got value from it. I hope that it provided some awareness in terms of whether you are ready for this practice or not. Because if you're continuing to count the streak and forcing it and resisting it, and then you relapse and then you judge yourself and you get caught up in an even worse cycle than before, then look at one of these 4 points and see what needs to be addressed in that regard. And in terms of the self-love, go look in a mirror. Go look deep into your eyes and tell yourself, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. It's going to feel weird. And the more weird it feels, the more you know that there are some holes that need to be filled within you. Okay, do that right now. That's your action step. Don't just watch videos after videos after videos. Actually work on yourself. Actually implement the behaviors that allow your highest self to express itself. Okay, so I will leave you in the peace and power of the one infinite creator, and I will catch you in the next one.